All right, so I just got some new ink and comes in a really nice box. I'm gonna give it a try. Thought I'd record myself giving it a go here. It's all nicely set up, and I usually draw with black ink, so it's gonna be interesting to play around with these colors. I think I'm going to use watercolor paper. I don't know if this is going to turn out or not, so I'm just going to use this scrap piece that I have lying around. And I am going to draw this hummingbird, I think. I wanted to pick something colorful that would allow me to kind of play around with the different colors. I don't really know how I'm going to approach it. It's going to be kind of an experimental drawing. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Now I have a couple of different kind of reddish options, and I can see that these both are kind of in there. I might do a bit more of a line art style. Oh, they're sealed pretty good, because that's probably so air can't get in. There we go. Probably gonna get messy today. That's okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna dip right in. Let's see if I got any. There we go, a little bit there. Okay, see how that goes. Oh yeah, it's actually very runny ink. So it's really grouping together, which is okay. I got a little blob there, so maybe I should get a little bit more of a blob up here. Very thin ink. You can see it's almost watery. I might actually add a bit of water to it. Again, I'm just kind of playing this by ear here today. So I'm going to do a little bit of a wash because that didn't work out as well as I was hoping it would. So I think I'm going to just lay in some of those kind of reddish tones here. Just get the groundwork going for the rest of the drawing. So this I'm using a little bit more like watercolor. I just didn't expect the color to be quite as muted as it was. But that's fine. That's fine. That's why we're doing a test. Now I do want to play around. That's actually supposed to be, that's this one. It feels very cool to me. It feels almost more like this one, which makes me think this one is going to be almost a purple. But we will see. Now I have some wet areas on the top there. Yeah, this one definitely does have a purple feel to it. I got a lot of ink on there that time. So you can see it kind of moving in. It is quite nice. This feels slightly more potent. Maybe I should have given the container a shake there. I'm just gonna lay in a little bit of texture here while it's still semi-wet. Okay. All right. So those are those colors. You can see they're going down relatively well there. Now this was not expensive, and usually I find that cheaper art supplies have a cheaper quality to them. Don't think I've tested this one out quite enough to know, but I do feel like it's a very watery ink. I'm going to give this one a really good shake. This is kind of a light blue. And I think I'm going to go in first with my pen. Now the nib on this seems to be working pretty good, but it's pretty watery, very vibrant. I'm just playing around with the areas of texture here. This is normally how I would jump into a drawing. I would normally do a little bit more of a sketch first, but sometimes I do just kind of dive right in and kind of lay in my everything like a printer. There, you can see how watery it got there. And I do think, because I have a watery kind of method on the top, I am going to add some water here and just kind of let this be a little bit more like watercolor. A little bit more layering. And I'm actually going to pull it, even though it's black up here, I'm still going to pull just a little bit of that blue up in there. Now I'm basically doing a watercolor. The more I look at this picture, the more I think it might not be real. Add a little bit more ink here. There we go, a little bit in the tail area. I do see a little bit in here. I think I'm going to leave this as like a line. There we go. Trying to decide if I want to soften this just a bit with water. I think I will, just a little. Not as much as I've been doing. I'm just going to run a little bit of water over it just to give it like a softness. Now I do see some gold up in the top. I've already done quite a bit of, like I don't think it'll overlay on top of the gold. And this looks very dark. So the lid to this one was this color. And it looks very dark. So I'm wondering if this is going to be quite dark. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit more of a brown. And that's okay. That's okay. I was hoping it would be a little bit more gold, but I'm glad I didn't try to preserve any of my top areas for gold. Though there is a little bit of a texture in there, so I will go in and add in some shadows. It still feels very watery, like I'm noticing that things are really flowing into each other here. Now, I think I will just add some water here and pull just a little bit of that kind of gold color into the chest. More to indicate its presence than anything. Now there's not too much green in here, but I do want to try all my colors out. So try the green. I can maybe add a little bit in here. Just add a smidge, just a smidge. And there wasn't a lot of green to begin with, so I don't want to overdo it. So the green is very vibrant, but very thin, very thin. Kind of feels to me as though it's a watered down version of India ink. Now we're getting into the area where I would use black, and black is the color I use the most. So it's going to be probably the most telling. Mind you, I think I'll do a little bit more dark blue. There's still a lot of water on my page. So just dipping my pen straight in. I am cleaning my pen in between my explorations. You can really see it move in there, which is fine. Adding it into the face area. We eventually are going to have a beak. It's going to kind of come out like this. I'm just going to start that beak here. There we go. Okay, just adding a little bit of texture here and there. Now the dark blue does seem like it would be in the wings. After this, I might have to do just a quick blow dry. Yeah, it's really thin. Like, as I'm running out, I can see it's getting thinner and thinner, which to me indicates that this might not be like the best ink. But I mean, for the price, it's fine. I think this whole set cost me $14, and ink will generally run you, at least $5 for a single container, so I shouldn't be complaining. All right, I'm just gonna blow dry it here real quick. I'm gonna get back in here and I'm gonna finish off my bird with some black. And this is gonna be the color that really tells me what kind of ink this is, because it's the one that's gonna be the most fair comparison. Let's start off here at the beak. Well, the black does seem to have a little bit more kind of juice. You can see my page is still just a bit wet. That's okay. Yeah, definitely thin and bleeding and not a great quality ink here today. But, I mean, again, for the price, it's okay. Let's see if I can move it a bit. Yeah, so, okay, but probably wouldn't buy it again. That's what I would say for this nice little brand here. Price was right, but sometimes that comes with ink that's a little bit less than what you were hoping. Well, thanks for watching me.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.